Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, and you are watching the CD Junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I am going to talk about a band. Well, let me tell you just real fast before I tell you the name of the band. Back when power pop was booming in Los Angeles, this would be the late 90s. We're talking 95, 96, 97, etc. And me and my friend Jim were starting Pop-Sided fanzine. And there were a lot of great bands in Los Angeles, in the LA area, just really, really wonderful bands. But there were a few that really stood out. In fact, you couldn't even classify them as a power pop band. They played the melodic music, but there was so much more depth to this band's arrangements and dynamics and vocals and songwriting that they really, really stood out above most of the other bands. And the bands I'm talking about are the Wonderments, who everybody seems to know nowadays, and a band that is just incredible by the name of the Negro Problem. And that's the band that I'm going to talk about now. Now this band was fronted by a singer-songwriter musician by the name of Stu, real name Mark Stewart, but now I think he does go by Stu Stewart or Mark Stewart or Stu or Mr. Stewart. Doesn't matter because this guy is awesome. The Negro Problem featured some of LA's finest musicians. Probin Gregory, who was also in Wonderments. Now I know that like the first couple albums, when they were a West Coast band, also had like Lisa Genio, Adam Marsland, Charles Pagano, Morley Bartnoff, Nelson Bragg, these people who have appeared on a lot of albums from that time period and who are still out creating music today. Their first album came out in 1997, which is when I actually first heard them. They did release a few singles, and I believe they released like a 5-single box set, vinyl single. The first album was called Post-Minstrel Syndrome. And this is Stu right here. So if anybody was having an issue with the band name, the Negro Problem, Stu was African American, or is. I don't think he's changed over the years. But this album is nothing what you expect when I talk about power pop. And this album is psychedelic. It's sunshine pop. It's not power pop, but maybe some chord changes, but it's produced so uniquely. It feels like it's then modern, 1997, but it also felt very much part of the 60s. So you were hearing all his influences. There's a lot of psychedelic sounds on this, but it's very melodic. So it's psychedelic pop with some sunshine harmonies in it. Great songs, great arrangements, and the CD here. Now, most of the stuff I don't know if it came out on vinyl, so I apologize for that. But the CD here does contain I think 5 bonus tracks unlisted, and it also features their cover version of MacArthur Park, where somebody left their crack out in the rain. Now, the thing about the Negro Problem is they're very serious about what they did. You can tell they had fun, and you could tell they were really enjoying creating this music. But there's social commentary in there, stunning and outstanding. The band sort of broke apart, and the 3 people left was their new bass player, Heidi Rodewald, Stu, and I believe that's Charles Pagano, the drummer. And this is their second album. It's called Joys and Concerns, and it is just as wonderful. But this was far more focused, but still very much in the same vein. The songs were incredible and amazing. And, they had players. Like I said, a lot of these albums have Probin Gregory, Lisa Genio, and just other players from LA. This was really a fantastic album. He also had a bunch of songs that maybe would suit a more acoustic setting, a more relaxed setting. Because when you listen to the Negro Problem, there's a lot of things going on, and it's really dynamic. And, it's like listening to a circus play great pop music. But then his solo albums which he started with an album called Guest Host. This came out in the year 2000. Entertainment Weekly, I believe, voted this like the #1 album of the year. And the songs are still great, but it's more refined and more focused and more in your face, but still a lot of creativity, a lot of dynamics. You can't quite pin a genre on any of the stuff that Stu does. So then, while we're waiting for a new Negro Problem album to come out, he put out another solo album called The Naked Dutch Painter in 2002. And this is another fine album of great songs. There's Heidi. Now, Heidi Rodewald was his romantic and musical partner, at least during this time. So she remained with him during his solo career. And some of the other guys did too. But the band did come back, and that came out in 2002. And this is just as fun as the other ones were. Again, he goes the distance. It's not just pop songs. It's, every song on this is just carefully constructed and really, really wonderful. And that came out 2002. I believe I told you that already. It's great stuff. Then he went back to his solo career and put out Something Deeper Than These Changes. And this was more of a relaxed, sort of pulled back a little bit, more introspective. And, you can tell that he was musically moving forward, which all musicians should be doing, but sometimes their fan base won't allow them. And then that was it for a little while. Technically, I guess this version of the Negro Problem split up, and him and Heidi moved to the East Coast, and they wrote a musical. And in 2008, out comes Passing Strange, which is a musical. And he actually won a Tony Award for Best Lyrics. He was nominated for other ones, as was Heidi Rodewald. But this features Stu and Heidi and people from the cast, and a lot of great reviews for that. But after Passing Strange, the romantic relationship between Stu and Heidi disintegrated, but they continued their professional career, their songwriting, their performing, producing, and creating music. And then out comes Stu and the Negro Problem, an album called Making It. And this is an album that is basically going through the crumbling of their relationship. And it is powerful, it is heartbreaking. But from Passing Strange onwards, they're not using the musicians from the other albums, because this is kind of like a whole new version of the Negro Problem. He's using people on the East Coast. So those were released under the Negro Problem and under Stu, if it was a solo album. This is released under Stu and the Negro Problem. And but it's a heartbreaking album. But the fact that they're still together as a creative unit is really uplifting and hopeful. And that came out in 2012. In 2018, they put out 2 albums. Both of them were created for stage. There were a stage performance with music, I guess you can call it. This one here is called Notes of a Native Song. And then also the same year, they put out Total Bent. One more thing that I did want to tell you about is there's a 20-minute documentary style video out about the Harris County Jail. It's very powerful, and the music was created by Stu and Heidi. And it's a 20-minute long song, and it never gets bored, never gets tired. You watch the visuals, you listen to the lyrics, and it's very, very powerful. Let me stop talking, because I put together a pretty long medley. And this features at least one song from each of the albums I talked about. So sit back, relax, check this out, and I will see you on the other side.
I don't think that I can take it. She told me about the books that she read. Suddenly the burgundy went smack dab to her head, between people's heads. Between people's heads. Everybody knows that she's really got it feel good, yeah. Yeah. Everybody knows that she's really got it feel good, yeah. Yeah. Love is coming through the door, then she said. Love is coming through the door when she says it's coming through the door when she says it's coming through the door. So what's going on? Did you and the choir sing a song? And is it snowing yet? I got some advice. Please don't forget, never be sad. Now I see the smile on your face. I see the smile. If San Francisco sends an angry word, if Montreal says this sounds absurd, just tell them all that life's taking its toll. I am hiding in the watery hole, but not to put you in a pop coma. Don't wanna put you in the popcorn machine. They like to put you in a pop coma, and then they put you in the popcorn machine. psychological employees I can't fire. Jimmy, take me higher. Those psychological employees I can't fire. Work out. They work out. My bad behavior was pardoned by the Savior. That's why he's Jesus and you're not whiting. You get the picture. It's in the scripture. That's why he's Jesus and you're not whiting. Call me a hypocrite. I ain't got time for your shit. That's why he's Jesus and you're my suffering remained after the myth of your love.
After the myth of your love was
Explain
explained,
my suffering won't remain after the myth is explained. The myth of your love. The myth of your love.
Well, that's it. I hope this inspires you to check out the music of Stu and the Negro Problem. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie.